Okay, so jumping right into it, today we're doing a deep dive on something pretty important for a lot of folks, I think.
Yeah,
You're
definitely.
talking about United Bank for Africa,
Hmm.
UBA,
Right, UBA.
and there's this update they just put out um, that affects anyone with an account there.
Hmm.
So we're going to be looking at this article from PM News Nigeria. It was published on November 20th, 2024, just a few days ago.
Oh,
And
wow. So this is really fresh.
yeah, it's hot off the press. The title is UBA releases important update that could affect customers. Read it now. So,
Okay, so it sounds pretty serious.
yeah, we need to break this down and figure out, like, what does this actually mean for, you know,
For the everyday person.
yeah, for the everyday person with a UBA account.
Exactly.
Right. What's going on?
Well, the interesting thing here is this UBA update, it's not just, some random policy they decided to change.
Right.
It's actually based on like a directive from the Central Bank of Nigeria,
Okay.
CBN.
So this is coming from on high.
Yeah, exactly. And that suggests that this could be a much bigger shift,
Oh, interesting.
system-wide, how banks are handling these, customer accounts.
Yeah, so this might not just be a UBA thing. This could be like a
Exactly.
Nigeria banking thing.
It could be a sign of things to come, yeah.
Okay, so let's get to the heart of it. What is this update? What are they changing?
So basically, UBA is changing its rules around what they consider to be inactive and dormant accounts.
Okay, and I think those are terms that get thrown around a lot.
Right. People may not fully understand.
Maybe not everyone knows, like, the fine print difference between them. So can you just give us a quick, like, what does inactive mean versus dormant?
Absolutely. So think about it this way. Like every bank account has a kind of pulse,
Okay.
It's active when you're constantly using it, making transactions, deposits, withdrawals, transfers, whatever.
Keeping it alive, keeping it moving.
Exactly. But when it goes quiet for a while, specifically if there's no activity for 6 months,
Oh, wow. Okay.
that's when UBA flags it as inactive. Now it's still your account. They're not taking it away or anything, but they're starting to pay a little closer attention.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then if that inactivity continues for a whole year, 12 months,
A full year.
then it gets reclassified as dormant.
Okay, so 6 months, you're on notice a year. You're like,
You're in the deep sleep.
you're basically in banking purgatory.
Right, exactly.
So I get that breakdown. It's actually simpler than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
But the question that immediately pops into my mind is why?
Right.
Like, why are they doing this? Why this change? Why now? And why seemingly, like you said, from the central bank itself, is this,
That's the millionaire question, right?
Yeah.
And the article doesn't explicitly say, like, here's the CBN's reasoning,
Right.
But I think we can sort of read between the lines a little bit and connect the dots.
Yeah, speculate a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So one likely factor, I think, is just increased focus on preventing fraud.
Okay, that makes sense.
Inactive accounts can be really vulnerable,
Right.
to unauthorized access.
People forget about them.
Exactly. And so this could be part of a security push.
Smart.
Another possibility, and this is something we see happening globally, is an effort to better manage what they call unclaimed funds.
Oh, yeah.
So think
Right.
about it, like dormant accounts, especially ones with, significant balances.
Right.
They can create like administrative and even legal headaches for banks.
Oh, so it's like they have this money sitting here. They don't know whose it is. They don't know what to do with it. It's just,
It's a liability in a way.
yeah, it's a weird liability.
Exactly.
So it sounds like this is as much about protecting customers
Yeah.
as it is about the banks kind of covering their,
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both,
Yeah.
two sides of the same coin.
for sure.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, what I think people really want to know is, what does this mean for my money?
Absolutely, that's what matters.
Yeah.
And the good news is UBA is very clear on that point. Your funds are safe and secure regardless of what's happening with your account.
Okay, so whether it's active, inactive, or even dormant,
It doesn't matter.
they're saying, don't worry.
Your money is safe. Exactly.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's reassuring.
Definitely.
But obviously nobody wants their account to end up,
In dormant land.
yeah, like in banking purgatory.
Yeah.
So how do you keep your account active? How do you avoid those issues?
Well, the article actually gives a bunch of really easy ways to do this, and it's clear that they're really pushing for people to use digital banking.
Okay.
So you can use the UBA mobile banking app.
Right.
You can use their internet banking platform.
Which I think a lot of people are already doing anyway.
Exactly. It's super convenient.
Yeah.
They even highlight using their chatbot, Leo.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about Leo.
Leo can help you with a lot of things.
It's like your little AI helper.
Exactly. And then there's also the 919 HAG USSD code, which works on pretty much any phone.
Okay, that's good for people who maybe don't have a smartphone or data or whatever.
It's a great option.
And then, of course, there's always the classic just going to a UBA branch.
Good old-fashioned way. Yeah.
Talk to a human.
Exactly.
So they're making it pretty simple to stay active.
Yeah, very simple.
But I'm thinking of people who might not be so tech savvy.
Right.
Or maybe don't have regular internet access.
Yeah.
Is this going to make it tougher for certain customers?
That's a really good point. And I think it raises a much larger conversation about digital inclusion,
Right.
This move towards digital banking. It's great for a lot of people.
Sure. Convenient.
Convenient, easy. But it could leave some folks behind.
Yeah.
Think about someone living in a rural area with limited internet access.
Yeah.
Or an older customer who maybe isn't comfortable with smartphones.
Right. Right.
This could be a real challenge for them.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's something to keep in mind. So, all right, as we wrap up here, let's just make sure we're crystal clear on the takeaways.
Yeah, for sure.
UBA is changing its policy on inactive and dormant accounts.
Right.
It's important for everyone to understand what those terms actually mean.
Yes,
The good news is your money is safe no matter what.
absolutely.
But to avoid any headaches,
Right.
make sure to use your UBA account at least once every 6 months.
Keep that pulse going.
Yeah, keep
Yeah.
that pulse going. And like we said, there are a bunch of easy ways to do that, digitally or in person.
Exactly.
Don't let your account fall asleep.
And thinking about all of this, it really makes me wonder, is this just the beginning?
Ooh.
Like, is this just the tip of the iceberg? As banking becomes more and more digital, how is that going to impact people who aren't able to keep up or who don't have access?
That's a good question.
Something we all need to be thinking about.
Yeah, definitely food for thought.
For sure.
All right, well, thanks for breaking all that down.
Of course. Happy to do it.
And for everyone listening out there, keep those accounts active.
Keep that pulse going.
And we'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See you then.